bit like deja vu, Glenn, you know, 3 overtime, 3 home games, 3 overtime losses?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I haven't been involved in a streak like that before. It's hard, right? We're looking for answers. The players are, they're feeling it. So, and you got nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide, right? Like you just got to keep coming back and doing it. So, we're constantly looking for answers and everything, but we haven't done so far.
I mean, we talked about how you can't just assume anything on this season based on last year. Still, how surprised are you to be sitting here at 1-4 with this team right now?
Yeah. I mean, I am surprised. I mean, we talk about how the league is. By no means did I think we were going to, run away with anything. I thought early we probably deserved a bit better fate, but today I don't think we were a better team. I don't think we deserved anything other than what we got, to be honest. It was a close game and a bit of a coin flip game, so, we are a record right now. That's the reality.
Considering how young the team is and this process that you've built over the years, should frustrations be tempered a little bit because this team is so young?
I don't know. I don't think, because you're all competitors, right? Like it's hard to, you do think about that. You do talk about that. Last year was sort of a remarkable run in a lot of ways and health too. I mean, we were really healthy last year. We haven't had that luck so far this year. So we're in the blender right now. We do know that, we've got pieces that are, built for longevity, but you want to take care of the here and now for sure. We haven't done it so far.
Speaking of health, how's Colton?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's anything long term, but he couldn't return to the game today, so he's certainly nicked up. And I would think, probably for a couple, at least.
Coach, before the game, we talked about Callum Crawford's addition to the lineup, how your hope is for him to take off the pressure of these young players. After his first game, how did you felt like he fell into the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a feeling in the process for him and the other guys. And, it's hard for Callum. He hasn't played a whole lot, so didn't have a training camp and those types of things. So that, we knew that was going to take some time. We want to let him play to his skill set, but we know there's going to be a feeling out process. And we had opportunities to have success in that game, we just didn't capitalize.
Yeah.
So to lose 3 overtime games at home, does that suggest there's like a missing element with this team, or is it just kind of a coin flip thing? Luck of the draw in overtime or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you get to overtime and it becomes one shot. We haven't been on the right end of any of that yet. This was just a back and forth game contest, right? It wasn't sort of like the Calgary game where we were in a good spot and kind of let it slip away. This was just, in fact, we kind of battled back and tied it to get it to that spot. So I don't know. I mean, everybody looks for answers. So do I. I don't have any. I mean, the game is so dynamic, and you start. There's play here, there's play here, there's play here, but there's not a definitive answer as to why we're at where we're at. We haven't made more plays than the opposition, and that's where we're at.
In the fourth quarter, in the fourth quarter and overtime, in the last 3 games, you've been outscored 17-7. Can you kind of take me through some analysis of that?
No, I don't know. I mean, it's not like we change anything, right? We don't change our defense, we don't change our offense, and it's really an unanswerable question, to be honest. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I mean, there's nothing that we do differently. It's just, we're looking for answers and to be better down the stretch, which we were last year. It's a mystery. It really is. I don't have a good answer for you.
Dyson had 5 points in the Tucker out game. What can you say about his performance? He's finally starting to pick it up in the league.
Yeah, he was good, right? He played well and had some nice opportunities. It'll feel hollow for everybody though, and we certainly want Dyson to have success because that helps all of us have success. But bottom line is there's really one stat I worry about, and we're on the wrong end of it.
How do you think Crawford fit in for his first game here?
Yeah, I thought he was good. I mean, I think he's, again, finding his footing and, getting, he keeps himself in really good shape. But, you can't simulate that, right? So it'll take some time for that to progress.
You've had a lot of, perspective changing moments over the last 12 months. When you have nights like this, how does that kind of fit into that kind of mental experience?
Oh, I mean, it's just, to be honest, you're exhausted, right? Like, you're exhausted with expectations, right? And you feel the burden of trying to guide this group to be successful. So it's tough. It wears you down when you have these consecutive shortcomings. So it's hard in the moment. It usually takes a little bit for the sting to go out of it, and then you get a little bit more specifically reflective. But it's tough. No one's feeling very good right now. That's for sure.
Understanding the exhaustion, is there any silver lining in that you're that close, to being like 4-1 rather than if you were losing these games by like 4 or 5 goals, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, there is that. I mean, you're certainly not going, my gosh, like, we're not even competing. I mean, we are competing, and we're on a razor thin margin of I mean, I think we lost 4 games by 5 goals. You take out the empty netter goals in Halifax, but we really have, we've got 4 losses, and it's been a 5-goal differential in those losses. So, yeah, I mean, it certainly is better than, not being in the competition, but, you look at that number, the record, and that's really what stings.
You and Sean, during the pregame ceremony, had a very nice embrace. It was obviously an emotional time for everyone involved. What was that like for you to be part of that?
It was actually difficult for me, to be honest. I mean, I told you and others, right? I've known Sean for a long time, and his family, and watched his kids, right? Like, so it was tough, and it I'm sure it did for them as well. It took me back to that time with Tucker and how difficult that was. It's hard when you are a parent and you see what they went through, and you're kind of, although this is a game to celebrate legacy and what they've done, the Williams family, and to turn tragedy into something that's a legacy piece. It's hard to watch the pain that they have to go through, when you're reminded of it, because it's still a stinging moment for sure.
Okay. Thanks, Glenn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.